CHF, or congestive heart failure, is a chronic condition in which the heart doesn't pump blood as well as it should. This is a result of concentric remodeling due to high blood pressure, in which the wall of the left ventricle enlarges in order to mitigate the higher pressures put on it. Eccentric remodeling is where the wall of the left ventricle thins due to volume overload. To put it simply, imagine a thick water balloon being filled by a faucet for concentric remodeling, obviously being hard to fill. Now imagine a super thin water balloon, kind of like a Trojan ultra thin condom, that stretches out way too much. This affects more than 200,000 Americans every year, and oftentimes can be prevented. That's why I worked with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I've been a personal trainer for over 15 years. I was presented with the unique case of rehabbing our pioneer client, Dan. Dan was a severely obese male with congestive heart failure, and because of this, my normal routine of high-intensity free weight resistance training was completely out of the question. That's why I paired up with Dr. Vlasis to create the perfect fitness plan for both weight loss and cardiac rehabilitation, Dan90x.
People with congestive heart failure may also have renal insufficiency, diabetes, COPD, anemia, arthritis, cognitive dysfunction, depression. And I think that's it. Risk factors include being a male, less than a high school education, low physical activity, cigarette smoking, overweight hypertension, diabetes, valvular heart disease, and coronary heart disease.
I had increased shortness of breath. My ankles and feet were swollen. I felt very weak and tired most of the time. I was waking up in the middle of the night because I couldn't breathe. In my past, I suffered from a heart attack, and I have a history of osteoarthritis and gout. I also have a 9-year history of hypercholesterolemia. I couldn't find a training plan that worked with my complications until I found Dan90x. The doctor and trainer individualized my training regimen, which catered to me and my health. I felt as if improving my health was finally a priority. I had never had such a supportive team to motivate me towards my healthier lifestyle. At my most recent follow-up, my doctor, he explained that my VO2 max went up. I'm not sure what this means, but hopefully it's good.
The Dan90x rehabilitation program is very simple. We prescribed a simple combination of moderate aerobic and light resistance exercise. The aerobic component was centered around 30 minutes of rated perceived exertion, 6 to 11 exercise, progressing up to a full hour. The free weight resistance training was focused more on lightweight with high repetitions to build up muscular endurance. Although seemingly simple at first, this state-of-the-art combination of aerobic and resistance training yields visible results.
You should not participate in Dan90x if you have any of the following contraindications: unstable angina, uncontrolled hypertension, an orthostatic blood pressure drop of greater than 20 millimeters of mercury, significant aortic stenosis, uncontrolled atrial or ventricular arrhythmias, uncontrolled sinus tachycardia, uncompensated heart failure, third-degree atrioventricular block without a pacemaker, active pericarditis or myocarditis, a recent embolism, acute thrombophlebitis, aortic dissection, acute systemic illness or fever, uncontrolled diabetes mellitus, severe orthopedic conditions that would prohibit exercise, other metabolic conditions such as acute thyroiditis, hypokalemia, hyperkalemia, or hypovolemia, or a severe psychological disorder.
Are you watching this?
Yeah, there's no way.
Exercise for congestive heart failure.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm
my
telling you, no
doctor,
way.
he gave me a coronary artery bypass graft.
My doctor gave me ACE inhibitors and beta blockers. I'm doing just fine.
I'm doing just fine.
Hell yeah. Who needs exercise anyways?
Not up.
So you gonna pass the ice cream or what?
The strength that you want.
The security you need. Go Dan90x!